Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. Once again, as always, my name is Josh Lilquist. We have breaking news. U.S. economy grows 3.3% rate in quarter four, capping off a strong year with one final surprise. That is coming from Yahoo Finance. We have a good show here today. We're going to do a market update for you since it is 8 a.m. in the Central Time Zone. About exactly a half hour until the market opens. So we will take a market update on the major markets. We will also look at a few stocks here. We'll double check Netflix since they had a monster move the other day with earnings to the upside. We'll check that out. We'll check out our crypto market. And that is going to be about it for today. So as we get into this podcast, we do appreciate the likes, the follows, the subscribers to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, but also our Spreaker app. That's Spreaker. We do appreciate those listeners there as well because those really help the algorithms, really pushing us to the top of the podcast. One of these days, we will be the number one financial podcast in the world. As we know, there is risk in trading and investing. We can and will lose money at one point in our life. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, mainly mine. But hopefully you'll find it entertaining as well. Let's get into our market update. Let's start with the SPY, the spiders. That is the SPY ETF, the S&P 500. Currently, market closed on Wednesday at 485.39. Market gapped up pretty bigly yesterday and showed some weakness as the day progressed and closing near the lows of the day. That being said, market looks like it's going to gap. It's going to be an inside day, but gapping up near the open of yesterday. So really what's happening, the market opens up high, goes down, opens up higher, goes down, opens up higher, goes down. And that's kind of been the story. Other than the last couple of days, it was last Thursday. Friday was monster up day, opening up high and going up higher, probably about 1% or so. So that's the consensus on the S&P 500 ETF, the SPY. That's your SPY. Let's go to, since we are looking at those, let's look at the NASDAQ, which is actually let's do the Dow Jones Industrial Average, if I can find it here. Dow Jones, here we go. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed yesterday, almost the same story as far as a candlestick. But it did gap up, but it gapped lower than yesterday and closed at 378.09. Looking to gap up to 379. So the market, same thing. It's just a little more consolidation with the Dow Jones Industrial Average compared to the S&Ps. QQQ, which is your NASDAQ, currently closed yesterday at 425.83. This one very similar to the S&P 500 and the Dow, gapped up, had some strength right out of the open, but actually closed near the lows of the day, just like those other ones. But this one actually is still above it still has a gap. But we're going to open up higher than yesterday's open, looking to open up at 428.09. So this one here is just continuing to strive and thrive to the upside. Let's look at Tesla. I believe Tesla had some bad earnings, and markets continued to plummet for Tesla, but actually they had not just bad earnings, horrendous earnings, closing yesterday at 207. So they had earnings yesterday. It must have been yesterday after, double check here, after the close, and opening up closing at 207.83, going to open up at 189.73. So Tesla just really struggling below the lows back from November. So this continuing to struggle, but really doing what it has been doing to the downside anyway. Every time it sees a downturn in the market, it's right at that same distance that happened back in October to November, but also from July to mid-August. That same type of drop is happening right now, and we're almost at that same distance. So look for that to potentially find some strength here, but boy, not looking good for Tesla after earnings yesterday. I want to look at the U.S. dollar just because that's kind of a good gauge of the overall markets and what is kind of inverse to what the stocks are going to do. This one has really, we had a drop towards the end of 2024, but right at the end of 2024, it was down to about a $100.50. Now we're at 103.36. So this one is consolidating as of right now, but it really hasn't been inverse 100% to the stock market. So is the stock market lagging? Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball. But what we can do is put odds in our favor, probabilities in our favor, to make smart investing decisions with proper and low risk management. Let's get into gold. Gold currently at $2,019.88. Still in that same downtrend, but we're kind of slowing down. We're seeing pretty decent sized moves every single day. That being said, we're still kind of stuck in a rut here with gold. Silver, we are sitting at, that was gold. Let's go back to find silver, which is not popping up at me, so we will skip that one. All right, so let's look at, let's get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently at 39,865. So Bitcoin really on the struggle bus for the past 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, probably 3 weeks or so. Bitcoin's been struggling after it did surpass 40,000. But I do like Bitcoin moving forward here. One of the major cryptos I've been really focusing on is HNT, which is Helium token. It's 5G cell service, and been mining that for a really long time. We are actually mining mobile tokens, and it's looking really good. We had a pop up right away. It's dropped down a little bit, but we're still looking really, really good with our mobile token coins into the future here, because what's happening with that is you're seeing more adoption, and it's $5 a month in Florida for cell service, 5G cell service. And what it is the people's network. Basically what that means is us as the people, we can provide cell service. They're called hotspots, and they provide cell service. So if you're near one of these hotspots, you're actually picking up a signal off these hotspots and running your data, your cell service, your calling, everything off of that. So we are providing that. Since we do provide that, we're able to we get rewarded for that. You get rewards, so rewarded in mobile tokens. Eventually those will be converted into HNT, to my knowledge. So that's your HNT input on the day. Apple currently closed at $194.50, looking to open up about 50 cents, 56 cents to the upside, $195.06. So Apple showing a little bit of strength as we get into the open. Okay, let's go to oil, U.S. oil. So oil, we had a pretty big downturn or drop in the oil market, crude oil, but as of late we are seeing some more strength. Currently back up to and surpassing the highs from the end of the year of 2023. Currently at 76.29. So with crude oil showing some pretty good strength here. We will most likely see an increase at the pumps here, which we do not like to see, but it is what it is. NVIDIA continuing that surge to the upside. I mean, wow, just catapulting. Closed at 613.62, but gapping up, not quite to the highs of yesterday, but gapping up right near the highs to 624.23. So NVIDIA looks really good. Probably might be able to buy some options on that. I bet volatility is really low on that. But quite frankly, you're buying something that's super high, hoping for it to go higher. Yeah, it could go higher, but that just seems a little risky on my part. Then again, it is just going straight up, nothing stopping it. So NVIDIA looking really good. AI, there's a lot of AI components to that. I mentioned Netflix at the very beginning. Netflix gapped up yesterday to the 540 area from $490 something and showed strength out of the open, slowed down. So it opened and closed near each other, but we're looking to gap up at 549.63. So that's your Netflix update. So that one just continuing to soar as well. I bet a lot of people got in right at the open yesterday because, good news, the market gapped up, and it went down from there. So, or from the open anyway. So we'll see what happens with most people there. The Zon, which is Amazon, also continuing to the upside, but we are seeing a pre-market gap down. Closed at 156.87, looking to gap down to 156.40 or 50. That was Tesla. Let's see. Let's look at a couple more. I think Microsoft has earnings coming up and dividends. Gapping up. Microsoft looking really good. Estimate revenue of $61.13 billion. So an earnings estimated at 2.76. That's on the 30th. Microsoft. There was some news on Microsoft. I should go look that up on that and see what that was. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be our update for the day. Just scrolling through here, see if we can find any other ones. No, that's your stock market update for the day. Today is the 23rd. Oh, is it 23rd? Today is the 25th of January. Boy, the month has gone really fast. Markets have been looking really good to the upside for the year of January, and looking really good moving forward. We got an election coming up. We'll bring some more volatility, which is exactly what we want. Great opportunities with options there. We'll continue to pour out some market updates for you. As always, we do like our subscribers on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Make sure to like and smash the subscribe button on Spreaker. That we really like that. That actually will notify you when we go live. We are actually currently live right now, live on the podcast. So that way you get updated every time that comes on. As always, collect your profits when they're given to you. Protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.